You'll like WTF Pokemon. Okay, I can advertise this because I worked on it, and it's not Pokemon Go or anything, so this is something that not many people know about, and it's kind of too bad. I wish this was, really, really popular, but oh well. It was good, though. I think we had a lot of fun doing it. The one thing I do have to say about the WTF Pokemon show, however, is that I would have just tightened the pacing a little bit so it can flow a bit faster, especially for, all the tiny attention spans most youngins have these days, which I think would have been, it would have been great. It would have been great. Maybe someday, they'll work on the next Pokemon movie in a different format, which I kept suggesting, but, even if so, I'll definitely want to edit it for them again. It's just so much fun. Pokemon is just that great design thing that I just love. That's why I keep coming back to it. That's why I'm doing a playthrough of this, because I just... Actually, the real reason I'm doing playthroughs is so I can just draw the thumbnail image. I hope you're enjoying those thumbnail images, because those are the one things that I'm actually looking forward to every time I do another one. So anyway, I drew a character for every Orange Islands episode for their WTFP thing. I did it poorly, as it was 2012 after all, and for all the movie reviews as well, I did all the artwork for that. And, I kept trying to imitate, for the movies, I tried imitating the poster coloring style, how they did it for the movie posters, Pokemon movie posters, which I really liked. And I still do. I think they're quite nice with the shading and stuff like that. I think the quality dropped for a bit recently because, come on, guys, let's just face it, Pokemon, it's not so crazily huge, in my opinion. I mean, I know it is in some circles where people still love that stuff and it's competitive and people still play it, and that's awesome, but you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I mean, it's fun. You guys should probably check out WTFP. Mrs. Higsby, I think water gun, right? Yeah, see, this is why we got a water gun Raticate. Perfect. The trail below is a shortcut to Cerulean City. Thank you, I'll take that advice when I get back. Anyway, we're gonna continue going to Bill's place. Now, in the anime, Bill has he has a kind of light Australian accent, kind of like this. But in the Pokemon Adventures manga, I think he has a sort of... He's just got a southern accent. I kind of like southern accent Bill better than the strange Australian accent, which I don't understand. Where'd I get that? And also, of course, voiced by the late Maddie Blaustein. Yeah, I'm always trying to do the Meowth voice. Maybe someday we'll get a good Meowth voice, but right now I don't think I'll do it. Nidoran, like I talked about today, quite nice. I'm trying to get this to like 30 minutes or something so we can have a good hefty Pokemon Let's Play with interesting things that I'm talking about, hopefully. Judo, rocksteady. So anyway, while they're still battling, I'm just gonna keep kind of pushing on a little bit further into the future right after this battle. Bill's house environment. This whole environment area that we're in, it's quite a nice place. I'm gonna talk about nice places all the time, but again, it's one of those adventure-y feeling places, like you're going somewhere to meet someone in a semi-wild area, like a national park sort of area, and you have to fight these different trainers who are just mulling around in front of his house for some reason. I got no clue. Maybe I should do some research on this, or maybe, I don't know, they should just have a whole book, an art book for all the old Pokemon designs, all the old Sugimori drawings, everything, explain everything, all down to the details of what the game creators were thinking, of what they were wanting to create with this world, what Satoshi Tajiri could be involved in this entire making of. You know how they have those making of Star Wars books written by J.W. Rinsler? They're amazing books. They're really good, really in depth. So just chock-load of archival material and things you can understand for the making of those films. Let's do that with Pokemon, guys. Let's make a whole making of Pokemon book, really nice and thick and beautiful, wonderful, and with every monster explained, what the sprite means. What does it mean? What does it mean? All that kind of stuff. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. And I think Pokemon deserves that, especially for being such a huge franchise as it is. But look, we're taking the right steps. Look at this, 20th anniversary, 2DSs and stuff like that. If it was a 3DS, I would probably like it a little bit more. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. I know the 2DS is because of the Pokemon game itself. Anyway, we're here. We're getting into Bill's place. I think we're going to have to fight one more lass before we get there, but I'm going to just question these things. Like, who is Bill? Is he just a genius mechanic who loves Pokemon? Is that his angle? I don't know. What I liked about Pokemon is its true kind of random characters, you know? Its use of random characters. They don't have any logical weight in the world in general. Like, who is Bill? Why do we have to care about Bill? Why do people care about him? He's a Pokemaniac. Great, but what does this mean? Does he collect Pokemon? Does he torture Pokemon? Does he wear Pokemon skin on his face? I don't know. But he's a Pokemaniac, so we all have to, like, he's great. And that's kind of the charm of this Pokemon world. Like, you know, Mr. Pokemon, who is that? He's in the Gold and Silver versions. He's there for the beginning, but then he leaves. You know, who are these people, Bill, Mr. Pokemon? I think that all adds to the charm of the games. It's just one of that Pokemon-style charm, but I would like some explanation. I think that's the direction that Pokemon could have gone into, where we could have kind of fleshed out what the world might have been and what it could be in the context that it was designed in at the beginning of the franchise before, you know, it went to Ruby Sapphire and then onwards with a different direction, you know? And that's fine. It's not my style. I don't like it too much. There's a bunch of stuff that I do like with the new generations, but you know, it's kind of not what I was hoping for. But that's all right, you know. We all got our different opinions. Yeah, Gust. Whoosh, I got a Pidgey. My first Pidgey was called Dusty, which I still remember quite fondly. You came from Mount Moon? May I have a Clefairy? No, you don't deserve it. So anyway, there's Bill's house, and my little avatar guy is walking around to show you this adventurous area, this place. It's got 2 pools of water for some reason. I'd like to know the reason behind this. And of course, you can't talk about Bill's shack without mentioning Bill's secret garden. Amazing. But did anyone depict the accurate version of his house the way the game's showing it to us? I would love to know. And we all know about Bill's secret garden and Mew and amazing Pokemon glitch. Anyway, we're inside Bill's house. This is something new that we didn't experience before in the game. So that's something interesting. Teleporter is displayed on the PC monitor. Beautiful CRT monitor.
Hiya, I'm Pokemon. No, I'm not. Call me Bill. I'm a true blue Pokemaniac. Hey, what's with that look? Not joshing you. I screwed up an experiment and got combined with the Pokemon, so how about it? Help me out here.
No,
come on. You gotta help a guy out.
what am I doing?
When I'm in the teleporter, go to my PC and run the cell separation system. Hey, yeah.
Well, nah, I'm good. Let's see if we can battle some more characters. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go back and let's help Bill and continue this quest.
Hiya, I'm a Pokemon. No, I'm not. Call me Bill. I'm a true blue Pokemaniac. Hey, what's with that skeptical look? I'm not joshing you. I got combined with the Pokemon, something like that. Yeah, run the cell separation system again. Better not run away. It takes a long time to unlock those doors from the inside.
Alright, so we put the teleporter in. I love those sounds. Hey, da-da-da-da, and out he goes. There's Bill, and I think I'm gonna use a southern accent, because Bill, that's how I go. That's how I go. Yeah, thanks, bud. I owe you one. So, did you come to see my Pokemon collection? You didn't? That's a bummer. Gotta thank you, though. Here you go. Have an SS ticket. Da-da-da-da. There's no sound because this is still, I didn't record the sound, so I'm actually putting this manually. I can't stand fancy dudes. Why don't you go instead of me? Thanks, Bill. You're so nice. Alright, so in this episode, this exciting episode that came in really quickly in comparison to the other stuff, there's Eevee. I'm talking on the screen again. I'm not actually talking independently. Jolteon is Sword Hunter's favorite Pokemon, I think. I think that's the case. Sword Hunter is one of the co-hosts of WTF Pokemon, as if I haven't advertised that enough. The Cerulean City theme is good.
Look, bud, just check out some of my rare Pokemon on my PC.
Anybody else think that's a good one? Or maybe Bill could sound like,
look, bud, just check out some new Pokemon.
Forget that southern accent. It's supposed to be a light southern accent, so it's not like...
It's not like this.
Anyway, so as we go down through the shortcut that the hikers so generously pointed out to us, I want to take this moment to mention Pokemon Reorchestrated. I think You know, he actually commented on one of my videos from way long ago, years ago actually, and I have listened to his amazing compositions based on Matsuda's music since, you know, since way long time ago. But I didn't know he actually commented on one of my videos. My video? What? If you still watch this semi-dead channel, hey Braxton, I love your orchestrated music. Since when you started it is perfect and great and amazing. I might actually pop in some of them again in this playthrough, maybe because they're that good. Anyway, we're going to see and talk to the police officer. Police officers are an interesting case, and I'm saving again because I thought I was going to, you know, do a different session the next day or something like that. And there we go, different rendering method. So if you think this one is actually better, I'm gonna keep it, but I don't believe it is. I like the old one better. This was just a test. So the police officer here is talking to me about these crimes that happened. And I remember in yellow version, I was frustrated by the fact that he wouldn't get out of the way for me to check them out and progress, but I had to go up to see Bill. And we did. He's a great guy, and he gave me a SSN ticket. And these poor people got just robbed and broken down. You know, it's a broken house. And he's very upset that he stole a TM. It cost me a bundle, it did. My impromptu voices for characters aren't very effective.
Hey, stay out. It's not your place. I'm an innocent bystander. Don't you believe me?
That's as good as I could do. And we're going to another battle. And while we talk to another from another battle, after we talk over another battle, we'll hopefully get Apocalypse to get up the levels, you know? We're almost there. He's almost the Apocalypse we want him to be. And this time, Galahad's gonna have to stay out of our party for a bit because, you know, get some well-deserved rest, because Lieutenant Surge is definitely not the kind of guy you want to send a Squirtle out to battle his Pokemon with. So, as I'm live talking to you right now and trying to get these Pokemon to break down the offense, which is the Team Rocket Grunt here. The Team Rocket Grunt is just, never mind, forget it. Machop is going down. Excellent. Apocalypse, Zapdos, Mrs. Higsby, they're all moving on up in the world. Oh, look at that, Drowsy. Now, Drowsy is a yellow bipedal tapir, which, you know, as you might have guessed, I like a lot. I really think most of the unifying appeal of these creatures, it's gone. It has to do with the eyes, you know, the eyes that kind of changed in style in later games. Stop! I give up. I'll leave quietly.
Okay, I'll return the stone. Here you go. I better get moving. Bye.
Didn't I get the stone? I forget how this game works, even though I played this. I figured what's lost is lost. I decided to teach Diglett how to dig without him. So he's been teaching this Diglett right now while I was battling, instead of going outside and checking out what all the noise and commotion was all about. You know, Pokemon NPCs, they're the best. So anyway, the eyes for Drowsy, they changed in style for the later games, and I know the argument might stand that, you know, this is old-fashioned and 90s feeling, all these eyes from the older games, right? But yeah, I have to say I disagree. I think the newer designs of the Pokemon world for Generations 3 and onward show something that is colder and kind of alien, so kind of futuristic and sterile to me. Futuristic and sterile to me. Don't get too upset if I feel that way. I'm just talking here.
Hey, look, it's Meowth. Meowth.
I think we're gonna have to capture Meowth. So this is a carbon copy of the Kensugi Mori picture, which is a great picture. So it's, I wondered why that's the only one that was kind of taken from that instead of all the other ones. This one looks pretty on model, right?
All right. Hey, when you look,
I can't do it.
if you
I sound like a tired Meowth.
new Pokédex data related to Meowth. Adore circular objects.
Nah, never mind. Wanders the streets on a nightly basis to look for dropped change, loose changed. Changed. Why am I messing up every time I talk on the microphone? I don't know what we're gonna call Meowth, because I recorded this previously, and I have to find out what this guy's gonna write. Oh yeah, Patatu. I like Patatu. That's an inside joke between me and our cousin. Nothing to do with Pokemon, but you know, Patatu is funny. I know Bellsprout's cry. I'm always having this dilemma. Should I catch all the Pokemon or should I just leave them and let them go? Anyway, let's keep going back with what I've talked about with the design. Like I said, colder, kind of alien, kind of futuristic and sterile. That's my opinion on the production design, as you would say, art direction for the newest Pokemon games, which is 3 to 7 at the moment. And I'm sorry if you disagree, and you please feel free to disagree. I think that there is a balance we can strike between this new futuristic style and this, as long as things can be categorized as such, things can be explained in the world, instead of just sort of like a new thing comes up and I just have to say, okay, you know, I love this Pokemon is Pokemon, which I disagree with, honestly. Okay, so this is the name raider. Oh no, this is the daycare man. This was really cool, and I used this daycare man. I took advantage of this guy very often, very often. I even talked to my friends about how here, I know how to get your Pokemon to level 100 or above, because I didn't know that 100 was the cap. So anyway, let's just go here and just make a little mention to the Thirsty Guards, which I think is a great subplot, and of course it's part of the charming RPG things that have been, you know, in games for a long time, but I liked it here, and it's nice to see that most of the cities that you're going to aren't, you know, one by one that you can explore. There's roadblocks, there's kid trading, not with wings, with pigtails, which I learned. And this, I always went on that little road there. And right now I'm doing zigzagging things. I don't know why. This episode might not be as good as the other ones. But yeah, back to Drowsy. Yellow, psychic, bipedal taper, hypnotizes people. Great character. I don't know how these people invent these things, but it's just really good. And Bellsprout as well. It's so stupid, and it has those dead cold eyes and these root feet. I mean, it works, man. And this is a route, or route, I don't know how you would pronounce it, that is very familiar to me, and I really like the layout. And I'm going fast because I don't think anybody wants to see wild Pokemon battles, especially if, you know, I'm just doing it to catch a level up and stuff like that. And here are the two campers, I think, picnickers, which will they later be called and categorized in the newer games. But this is Junior Trainer Female. She sent out Pidgey. I love seeing Pidgey so often. I'm just kidding, I don't. And I'm speeding it up because I don't think we really should dwell on such things, and we should get the plot going forward so I have more things to talk about, because this isn't going to be a real LP. This is, as you can see, I put all kinds of anecdotes and things. Sparrow looks very lazy. Nah, it doesn't matter. Life is irrelevant and relative. There's Raticate. Very dangerous Pokemon. I think Hyperfang and Superfang, those things are, they might be a little... Oh yeah, they're talking about something. I don't know. And we have made it, everybody. We've made it to Vermilion City. I love the colors. I will say this every time we enter a new city. The Pokemon Center. There's sailors everywhere. We see new sprites. It's a sea-based place. Vermilion City has this strictly Japanese-feeling setting. I mean, yeah. Of course, every other place in this game has that, but I find it quite interesting, considering this thing had to get localized later on for all the other countries, which is always fascinating to me. How, you know, in the States, we always try to create worlds where it can be as middle ground as possible. It's not trying to be strictly American, and I'm talking to a bunch of bystanders here. And let's have a good mention to this bald guy trying to build his house in this spot, which I don't think ever succeeds. That poor man. I'm putting building on this, my Pokemon. I wrote this pressed too fast. Machop. My Machop is stomping the land flat. I always wondered what those 4 balls were. Never mind. So yeah, it's kind of like, it's very Japanese. which is funny because in the States, when we design games, we try to make it as generic as possible when we're making fantasy worlds, which is good. Both of them have their positives and negatives. There's the gym, and so yeah, but in Japan, most of the time they don't really care for those kinds of things. For most of the things that they make, it's all out the window, so it's just Japan. You know,
These donuts are delicious. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
speaking of which, that kind of thing, that Japanese cultural influence thing, you know, it actually made me feel nostalgic for many spots in Japan, which I find incredibly bizarre and strange. Very strange. So it's like I have nostalgic feelings for a place I didn't even visit yet, which is so strange to me and kind of weird. Look at this. This is the Pokemon Club. The Pokemon Club fan club it's a great spot that I really like that they put into this game. It's very self-referential, and you know, not only that, but it works in the world. If someone brags, brag right back. Let's see, read that again. Very nice. Very words to live by, you know? Just keep bragging. And here, the chairman.
I have collected over 100 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. So did you come to visit? To here? Okay, good. Listen up. My favorite is Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, plus amazing. You think so? Oh yes, it's stunning, kindly. Love it. Hug it when sleeping, warm and...
Okay, this... Aha! Now I get the reference. You guys know what I'm talking about? This was in Pokemon Crystal. Check it out.
This is Liz. Oh, listen. My Nitorian, it's so pretty and so awesome, but very much eek and lovely. Just ravishing. Oh, too much. Hug it. Sleeping. That's right. Pretty. So nice. Cute. Oops. Look at the time. I chatted too long. I'm sorry I took too much of your time. I love chatting. Okay, I'll call you later.
How about never? Do you see that? That was from my own Pokemon retrospective. I had a wonderful girl called Beth actually record those lines for me, and I wish I had more people do that. But guess what? Here we go. And the audio is back, the actual audio. Anyway, Vermilion City is most likely based on Chiba, which is a place you should go to. Actually, that brings me to another interesting topic, really interesting topic. How come Pokemon fans didn't make a Japan tour based on the Pokemon journey? Like, if Chiba is Vermilion City and Saffron is clearly Tokyo, then most if not all the other cities could be estimated, and you could actually make your own Pokemon tour in Japan. You could check out all the probably not as frequented landmarks and towns based on the geographic sort of estimated locations on the Kanto map, which is in the Kanto region in real life. There you go. There's an idea for you. Someone do that. Maybe they did. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my yeah. This area, this route is also one of those ones that gave me lots of frustration as a child and lots of happy memories. It's always going to be happy memories. But the Pokemon world to me isn't strictly this Japanese, inspiration place. Oh, look, a wild drowsy. It's got its own style, especially when I was growing up in the States, so I have this Midwestern sort of aesthetic that I kind of plastered onto it, which I really wish I could explain to people. And it's also interesting because I have two nostalgic pulls. One is in the United States, which is when I started playing Pokemon, and the other one is in Croatia, which is where I went to later on in 2001, which then the Pokemon craze just started sort of bubbling up in there. And so I had this kind of more European-ish vibe when Gold and Silver came out, and so there are these two different nostalgic places which are, in my head, completely different, and the European one matches a lot of the Japanese aesthetic that the games kind of also showed. So I think that's where the nostalgia factor comes from in that regard. And I'm buying different things. I'm sorry I'm not really talking about what's going on screen, but this episode's kind of like a filler episode because we really don't do much in terms of events. But I do have money. And I sell a nugget, and it's all good, so I could get some more Pokeballs and all that stuff. So anyway, we got super potions now. We got Ice Heal. We got all these new different items to be able to buy. And with that, I want to say the levels are getting higher for Pokemon. And we get more items, which creates a more complex battle system. Now, see how nicely this game pushes you up without blatantly telling you about it? That's great game design. It's all up to the player to control and explore, and I, of course, am narrating over sped up footage of stuff that I'm just doing because I want to go to get the bike. And like I wanted to say, you're already really strong. Before you know it, you've done it without even noticing.
A bike voucher. Wow, here you go. I got the bike voucher from a bicycle.
From a bicycle? For a bicycle? Do you know how to go to the bicycle? Yeah, now we got the bicycle. Let's see what this girl says.
A plain city bike is good enough for me. You can't put a shopping basket on a basket. You can't put a shopping basket on a mountain bike.
I beg to differ, young lady. And... Things you should know about me is that I tend to go into song and humming very frequently. Maybe that's not a good thing. Anyway, Bebop's at number 1 because we gotta pump him up. And he will be another huge montage of me trying to catch, who do you think?
Abra.
Because Abra's cool, and Kadabra's even cooler, and if we can do some kind of ROM hacking, we can get Alakazam by fake trading. We'll see if that works or not.
Abra.
So this is the one. This is the moment. Perfect. That's why we got Bebop at the beginning, because we want him to sing. I think Bebop's a dude. I don't know. Are there male Clefairies? The Pokemon gender thing was always very confusing because there were always these different Pokemon that you were clear, like they have to have males and females. But then there's some Pokemon that look exclusively male, but they have female versions. I don't understand. I don't know understand. Okay, so using its ability to read minds, it is impending teleport, danger, safety, I don't know. I like Abra's design a lot. I like that yellow, that brown. What am I writing? Best boy, right. Yeah, no, I'm actually not going to put that in. And in fact, I'm going to stop this episode right here and give you time to reply and see what we should name Abra. And I'll be back once that happens. Who knows how long? And the video stopped and I'm still talking. Isn't that something? But anyway, just wanted to say we'll see what happens next. I don't know when the next episode will show up, but hopefully you'll like this frequent two-parter that I provided. Anyway, all right, have a good one.